Good afternoon. Look at all these expectant looking faces. I have my granddaughter here, and I said, you want to come listen to Grandma and see if I make any sense? And, Claire gave you a good background information. I worked for a period of time with a family healing center, and which is good. It taught me how to listen, how not to be judgmental, or have preconceived conclusions about anyone, because I don't know what they're thinking, where they've been. So our program's about that. I get guys coming in there who really don't want to abide by the white man's laws. And that's basically where they come from. So why should I listen? Why should I obey? And God's a prize for your lad. You know what? So when anything went down, as they say inside, anything that went down was your fault, your own fault. Nobody put you there but you. So man up. And I spent a lot of time with the elders and got information about how we're going to get those guys workable, liable, open their ears. How do we do that? This is the cultural way. Claire touched on that. So we started this isolation program, island program. We needed them to get to a place where they can face their fears, where they can know who they are, ultimately accept who they are, and become proud of who they are. And it's not an easy task. How many would like to get up 4 in the morning in all kinds of weather, shed your clothes and go into icy water, and come to terms with your behavior, what you've done? That's where you start. You need to fix something, but in order to fix it, you have to know what it is. So those island retreats are really rigorous. And we have to be mindful that some of these men have been so injured, and ladies too, that they have been so injured somewhere in the background, and only they know what it's doing to them. And the island retreat gets them through that. And it's amazing when you get the courage to get out there and say, I remember when I was blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't give me the excuse for what I did. And the ownership of what you've done is a good starting place. And that anger comes from somewhere. When you understand what it is you're angry about, what is hurting you, then you can move forward or give up, one or the other. You know, I had an uncle that was a real politician, and he'd laugh at people with notes. I'm not talking about you. prior to coming into this room, I was out there praying like crazy. Please put the good words, the proper words in my mouth. I sure as hell don't know what they are. And I was taught from the elders, don't be so vain or prideful that what you have to give is going to help. It ain't going to work. Humble yourself and say, give me your words so that I can just be the messenger. I'm not the one doing it. Although I have been in those cold, frigid waters, and I had to do that so I could walk with these guys and these ladies and walk through all that in order to gain their trust. And we have workers that do that. We just lost a very dear volunteer. She worked for years, and she'd walk with our guys that were in trouble. She just passed away last week, and she spent hours, days, months with people to make them human again. And what does it mean to be human? To be loving, to be accepting, to be kind. Some of those guys we work with, society would say, lock them up and throw the keys away. Today, we have one man that spent a good portion of his life in youth custody. Then he graduated to the big place, the big house. He's a paramedic now. And we have another person. He works in the waterworks, and he learned how to treat water. He learned how to run sanitation. And he's a guy that people would just as soon spit at and talk to. I think that's kind of successful, eh? We are. I get a little bit emotional when I talk about the guys. And a lot of them are ones you kind of really want to have much to do with. In order to get the program working, what we do is we really work hard at teaching our clients that they need to be respectful and own responsibility towards the correction staff. And the accountability is not only towards the community, but to the staff in the corrections, right? Because if you don't do that, so we'll remind them, you know what, the values that we hold in our culture is respect, never hurt a woman, never tell lies. That's what got you behind bars, lad. They're the same values that we hold, so you need to listen to them as well. The wording's a little different, right? But it's all the same. You've broken the law, you've broken the moral code for our culture. So you really need to obey to the conditions. These conditions are meant to steer you towards the right path, the path that we need to follow to be a valuable, contributing member of the human race of the community. And they, as well as we, are saying the same things. So quit calling them down, right? And we've had to banish some of our people that did really horrendous things. But one of the things that our elders taught us and continue to remind us of is that we don't give up. We don't give up. Why should we give up? He doesn't. Up there, never gave up on us, the human race. So we're not in any position to give up on them. So we continue to try to help. They were involved in the original programming, and they were very quick to remind and encourage participants that they must be committed to the court orders and begin their journey to a better life. But we've always included our elders in planning things, because basically the laws of the land are meant to protect society. And we, as a First Nations people, have always done that. We've always looked after our people in every way that we could. And when they do wrong, we also corrected that situation and brought balance back. And we really need to do that in order to live together, because we do live together. And in order to be safe, we need to be healthy. So a lot of our programming is based on that. We had to draft a banishment order for those guys that were banished. But we consulted with the elders, and we consulted with lawyers so that we wouldn't deny the rights of the offender, because they do have rights. So anyway, I just want to share one little bit that I think I like to think of these things that I see as successful ones. I already told you about one guy that's paramedic, that's become a paramedic. We have one person that's a first responder, and he went away, and it's amazing the change that he was transformed from a drunky chunky into a person that's helping people in distress. And he got a letter from Health Canada recognizing the work he's doing. Now I call that's kind of successful, I think. And that's and this is because we chose to work in partnership with our friends from corrections. At times, we banged heads together. Sometimes we cursed each other. But ultimately, Claire and I have become very good friends, I hope. And throughout the years, I always hear my late uncle talking. He'd say, in order to work well with people, he'd say, you need to know who they are. You need to see how they think so that you can have good answers for them. So Claire, that's what I've been doing. And so that's what respectful relationships is. It's not only in a community, it's with all systems. I think the world would be a whole lot better if we all practice that. Chug, like go, like go.